It's easy to think that you're not doing enough because you haven't reached a particular milestone that someone else has. But this mindset only distracts you from your own progress. It blinds you to the growth, learning, and development that are happening within you. You are growing even in the moments when you feel like you're standing still. Every experience, whether it's positive or negative, is shaping you into the person you're meant to be. Focusing on your own journey means embracing the uniqueness of your experiences, the things you've gone through, the challenges you've faced, and the lessons you've learned. These are all part of the story that only you can tell. Your experiences shape your perspective, your values, and your sense of purpose. When you compare yourself to others, you risk losing sight of the richness of your own journey. You forget that your experiences are valuable and that they make you who you are. No one else has lived your life, walked your path, or faced the same obstacles in the same way. That is your power. One of the most powerful ways to focus on your own journey is to cultivate gratitude for where you are right now. It's easy to get caught up in the "I'll be happy when" mentality, where we constantly look ahead to the next big achievement or milestone. We think that when we have more money, a better job, or a different relationship, then we'll be happy. But happiness doesn't come from the external circumstances of life. It comes from within. When you focus on your own journey, you begin to recognize that the present moment is a gift, and that there is value in every stage of your journey. Take time to appreciate where you are right now, rather than constantly longing for the future. Another aspect of focusing on your own journey is learning to trust the process. We often want to rush through life, skip the hard parts, and get to the destination as quickly as possible. But the process is just as important, if not more so, than the destination. It's during the struggles and challenges that we grow the most. Trusting the process means having faith that everything is unfolding as it should, even if you can't see the bigger picture yet. Trust that the lessons you're learning, the people you're meeting, and the experiences you're having are all contributing to your growth. Patience plays a huge role in focusing on your journey. In today's world, we're used to instant gratification. We want things to happen quickly, and when they don't, it can be frustrating. But growth takes time. You can't rush the process of becoming who you are meant to be. Every step you take, no matter how small, is part of the larger journey. Embrace the pace of your life and remember that it's okay not to have everything figured out right now. Trust that you are exactly where you need to be in this moment, and that every day is an opportunity to move closer to the person you are becoming. When you focus on your own journey, you will learn to embrace your individuality. You start to recognize that your life doesn't have to look like anyone else's. You begin to understand that your story, your dreams, and your desires are enough. You don't need anyone's approval to pursue your dreams or to create the life you want. The more you focus on your own journey, the more you will attract the right people, opportunities, and experiences into your life. These things will align with your path because you're living authentically in alignment with your values. There will always be distractions along the way. People, situations, and thoughts that try to pull you off course. But when you stay focused on your own journey, you become less susceptible to these distractions. You begin to understand that your time and energy are precious, and you will no longer waste them on things or people that don't contribute to your growth and fulfillment. The beauty of focusing on your own journey is that it frees you from the pressure of living up to someone else's expectations. It allows you to follow your heart, listen to your inner voice, and create a life that is aligned with your deepest values. When you stop comparing yourself to others and start focusing on your own path, you begin to live a life that is true to who you are. You start making choices that reflect your authentic self, and that is where true fulfillment lies. Empowerment through self-care is not just a trendy concept or a fleeting moment of indulgence. It is a vital practice that can transform your life, increase your self-worth, and enable you to show up as your best self in the world. So often, we are taught to put others' needs before our own. From a young age, we are encouraged to be selfless, to take care of everyone around us, and to make sacrifices for the benefit of others. While caring for others is undeniably important, we must also recognize that we can't pour from an empty cup. Empowering yourself through self-care is about filling your own cup so that you can give from a place of abundance rather than depletion. Self-care goes far beyond the superficial idea of pampering yourself with a spa day or a shopping spree. While those activities can be enjoyable and rejuvenating, self-care is more deeply rooted in the daily practices that nurture your mind, body, and soul. It's about setting boundaries, managing stress, prioritizing your mental health, and recognizing when you need to rest and recharge. True empowerment comes from understanding that taking care of yourself is not selfish. It is essential. You cannot truly give your best to others if you are not first taking care of your own well-being. The first step toward empowerment through self-care is recognizing the importance of self-awareness. Many people go through life on autopilot, caught up in the hustle and bustle of daily responsibilities, without ever stopping to check in with themselves. The pressure to meet societal expectations, excel at work, maintain relationships, and juggle countless other demands can leave us feeling drained, disconnected, and overwhelmed. When we fail to check in with ourselves, we may not even realize that we are running on empty until it's too late. Practicing self-awareness means regularly assessing how you are feeling, physically, mentally, and emotionally. It means taking the time to ask yourself how you're really doing, whether you are feeling balanced, and whether you are nourishing yourself in ways that support your well-being. Self-care also involves identifying your needs and learning to listen to your body. Your body is constantly sending you signals, whether it's fatigue, tension, anxiety, or even joy. Learning to listen to these signals and act upon them is an essential part of self-care. For instance, if you are feeling tired or stressed, it may be a sign that you need more rest, relaxation, or a break from the demands of life. Ignoring these signals can lead to burnout, anxiety, and exhaustion, ultimately diminishing your ability to show up for others. Empowering yourself means recognizing that you are worthy of taking breaks, asking for help, and saying no when necessary. You do not need to feel guilty for putting yourself first, because when you take care of yourself, you can serve others more effectively and with greater energy. One of the most important aspects of self-care is establishing healthy boundaries. Boundaries are essential to maintaining your energy, mental clarity, and emotional health. Without boundaries, it becomes easy to overextend yourself and burn out. Empowerment through self-care means knowing when to say no, setting limits on how much you give, and recognizing when your time or energy is being drained by others. Boundaries are not about shutting people out or being selfish. They are about protecting your peace and making sure that you are not sacrificing your own needs for the sake of others. Setting boundaries is an act of self-respect. It signals to the world that you value yourself enough to protect your well-being, and it allows you to engage with others in a more balanced and positive way. Self-care is also about prioritizing your mental and emotional health. It's easy to focus on physical well-being, getting enough sleep, eating well, and exercising. But taking care of your mind and emotions is just as crucial. Empowerment through self-care requires you to give attention to your mental health, just as you would your physical health. This might involve seeking therapy, practicing mindfulness and meditation, journaling your thoughts and feelings, or engaging in activities that bring you joy and peace. Mental health is just as important as physical health, and prioritizing it is a key part of empowering yourself. Taking time for relaxation, reflection, and emotional release enables you to regain your balance, calm your mind, and process your emotions in a healthy way. In the pursuit of self-care, it's also important to acknowledge the role of self-compassion. Many people are hard on themselves, constantly striving for perfection and never feeling like they measure up. Self-compassion means treating yourself with the same kindness, patience, and understanding that you would offer a close friend. It means being gentle with yourself when things don't go as planned and allowing yourself to make mistakes without judgment. Empowering yourself through self-care requires you to release the unrealistic standards you've set for yourself and embrace the fact that you are human. You are worthy of love, care, and compassion regardless of your flaws or perceived shortcomings. By being kinder to yourself, you open the door for growth, healing, and empowerment. Another powerful aspect of self-care is the practice of gratitude. Gratitude has the power to shift your mindset, increase happiness, and improve overall well-being. Empowerment through self-care means taking time each day to reflect on the things you are grateful for. When you focus on the positive aspects of your life, it becomes easier to find joy in the present moment and appreciate the small victories along the way. Gratitude can help you release negative thought patterns, overcome feelings of lack or scarcity, and develop a greater sense of appreciation for your life and experiences. By cultivating gratitude, you begin to shift your perspective and open yourself up to even more reasons to feel empowered. Self-care also extends to the relationships you cultivate. Healthy relationships are an integral part of empowerment. The people you surround yourself with have a significant impact on your emotional and mental well-being. If you are surrounded by negativity, toxicity, or people who drain your energy, it can be difficult to feel empowered. Empowering yourself through self-care means evaluating the relationships in your life and choosing to spend time with those who uplift and support you. It means being mindful of the energy you give and receive in relationships and knowing when to distance yourself from unhealthy dynamics. Empowerment through self-care also involves being willing to ask for help when you need it and surrounding yourself with people who encourage your growth and well-being. Finally, self-care empowers you to honor your passions, interests, and personal goals. It's easy to lose sight of your own dreams when you're constantly focused on meeting the needs of others or fulfilling societal expectations. Empowerment through self-care means giving yourself permission to pursue what brings you joy, even if it doesn't align with the expectations of others. It means carving out time for hobbies, interests, and activities that nurture your soul. Whether it's pursuing creative endeavors, traveling, learning new skills, or simply having fun, empowering yourself through self-care means prioritizing the things that make you feel alive and fulfilled. In summary, empowerment through self-care is about recognizing your worth, setting boundaries, nurturing your mind and body, practicing self-compassion, and prioritizing your mental and emotional well-being. It is an ongoing practice of self-love, self-awareness, and self-respect. Empowerment is not a one-time event. It is a lifelong journey that begins with the simple act of taking care of yourself. When you empower yourself through self-care, you create a foundation of strength, resilience, and inner peace that allows you to show up as your best self in all areas of your life, how we should act, and what we should achieve. From advertisements to social media, the pressure to conform to a certain ideal is relentless. Society tries to tell us that our value is based on how much money we make, how attractive we are, or how successful our careers are. But none of these external factors define us as individuals. They are merely markers of external accomplishments, not reflections of our true selves. Self-worth isn't dependent on what you have or what others think of you. It isn't tied to your job title, your material possessions, or the number of followers you have on social media. These things may give the illusion of worth, but they are fleeting and temporary. Your worth is not found in how others perceive you, but in how you perceive yourself. It's the inner belief that you matter, that you are valuable, that your existence is meaningful. Understanding that self-worth comes from within requires a deep shift in mindset. It means recognizing that you don't need anyone else to approve of you or validate your existence. You are enough just as you are. Too often people tie their self-worth to the opinions of others. They seek approval from their parents, their friends, their colleagues, or even strangers. But the problem with this is that others' opinions of you are constantly changing. One day they may praise you, and the next day they may criticize you. If your worth is based on the ever-changing opinions of others, you will constantly feel like you're on an emotional roller coaster, never feeling truly secure in who you are. The truth is, people's opinions of you are not a reflection of your worth. They are simply reflections of their own perspectives, experiences, and biases. Someone might not like you because of their personal insecurities or because they are projecting their own feelings onto you. That's not a reflection of your value. It's a reflection of theirs. Your worth does not depend on whether or not others agree with you, like you, or appreciate you. It depends entirely on your own belief in yourself and the love you have for your own being. Self-worth is deeply connected to self-acceptance. When you accept yourself, flaws and all, you stop seeking approval from external sources. You learn to embrace your imperfections, to recognize that they are part of what makes you unique. Nobody is perfect. Every person has strengths and weaknesses, successes and failures. But those flaws do not diminish your worth. They are simply part of your journey, part of your growth. By accepting all parts of yourself, your strengths, your weaknesses, your past, your present, you come to a place of true peace and contentment. You stop living for the approval of others and start living for yourself. One of the key components of building self-worth is developing self-compassion. Too often, we are our own harshest critics. We constantly focus on what we did wrong, what we should have done differently, and what we lack. But this kind of self-criticism only leads to feelings of inadequacy and self-doubt. If you want to build your self-worth, you must practice kindness toward yourself. When you make a mistake, treat yourself with the same understanding and compassion that you would offer a friend. Recognize that mistakes are simply part of the learning process, not a reflection of your worth. In addition to self-compassion, self-worth requires setting boundaries and protecting your energy. Many people give so much of themselves to others, whether it's their time, their attention, or their emotional energy, that they neglect their own needs. But in order to truly value yourself, you must prioritize your own well-being. This doesn't mean being selfish or putting yourself above others. It simply means recognizing that you are worthy of care, rest, and attention. Setting healthy boundaries helps protect your sense of self-worth and ensures that you don't lose yourself in the demands of others. When you prioritize your own well-being, you begin to see yourself as valuable. You no longer view yourself as a mere tool to be used by others. You see yourself as a person who deserves to be respected, loved, and nurtured. Your worth becomes non-negotiable. It becomes a constant, unwavering truth that no external force can alter. Another important aspect of building self-worth is embracing your own unique journey. Every person's path in life is different, and comparing yourself to others only breeds feelings of inadequacy. You might look at someone else and think, why are they so successful? Why do they have everything I want? But the truth is, you don't know their full story. You don't know the struggles they've faced, the sacrifices they've made, or the lessons they've learned along the way. You are on your own journey, and it's important to honor that. Your journey is yours alone, and it's unfolding exactly as it should. When you start focusing on your own growth and progress instead of comparing yourself to others, you will begin to see your own value more clearly. You will recognize that your journey is unique and beautiful in its own right. Every challenge you face, every setback you overcome, every victory you achieve, these are all part of your personal story, and your story matters. As you begin to recognize your own worth, you will notice that your confidence will grow. When you know your value, you stop seeking external validation. You no longer need to prove yourself to anyone. You simply show up as your authentic self, knowing that you are enough just as you are. This sense of confidence is magnetic. When you walk in the world with your head held high, others will naturally begin to see your value as well. They will be drawn to your self-assuredness, your sense of purpose, and your authenticity. But this doesn't happen because you're seeking their approval. It happens because you have already validated yourself. Self-worth is also connected to personal growth. When you understand your own value, you are more likely to invest in your own development. You recognize that you deserve the opportunity to grow, to learn, and to become the best version of yourself. This mindset allows you to approach challenges and obstacles as opportunities for growth, not as threats to your value. Each experience, each lesson adds to your sense of worth because you understand that you are constantly evolving and improving. As you grow in your understanding of your own worth, you will find that you begin to attract healthier relationships. When you truly value yourself, you set the standard for how others should treat you. You no longer tolerate disrespect, dishonesty, or mistreatment. You surround yourself with people who uplift you, who recognize your worth, and who support your journey. These healthy relationships further reinforce your sense of self-worth, creating a cycle of love and respect that nourishes you. Self-worth is not something that can be given to you by someone else. It is something that you must cultivate within yourself. It comes from knowing who you are, accepting who you are, and loving who you are. It comes from understanding that you are worthy of respect, love, and kindness, not because of anything you have done or achieved, but simply because you exist. Your worth is intrinsic, unchanging, and infinite. And once you embrace this truth, your life will be forever transformed. In today's world, it's easy to get caught up in the rush of other people's lives. Social media has made it even easier to constantly compare our journey to someone else's. We scroll through the perfect pictures of others, see their highlight reels of success, and begin to wonder why our lives don't look the same. We see their achievements, their milestones, and start questioning whether we're on the right path, whether we're good enough, and whether we're doing enough. But the truth is, the moment we begin to focus on someone else's journey, we lose sight of our own. We stop appreciating our unique path and start chasing someone else's dream. This is a dangerous mindset because no one else's life can be a blueprint for our own. The only person who truly understands the twists and turns, the peaks and valleys, and the steps that will lead you to fulfillment is you. Focusing on your own journey is essential for creating a life that is authentic, meaningful, and aligned with your deepest values. The first step in focusing on your own journey is accepting that your path is unique. Your journey will never look like anyone else's, and that's perfectly okay. There is no universal timeline for success or happiness. Just because someone else appears to have it all together at a particular age or stage in life doesn't mean that your timing is wrong. Everyone's journey is filled with its own challenges, struggles. Just because they're on a different timeline doesn't invalidate your progress or your experience. Too many people make the mistake of thinking that they need to follow a prescribed path. Society often tells us that success should look a certain way. Get a degree, land a job, get married, buy a house, and have children. These are the traditional markers of a successful life. But the truth is, success is a deeply personal thing. Your success will not look like anyone else's, and that's exactly how it's supposed to be. Your purpose, your dreams, your desires, they are all yours alone. The moment you stop comparing your journey to someone else's, you free yourself to fully embrace your own story. It's also important to remember that our journey is not defined by constant progress or perfection. There will be moments in your life where you feel like you're standing still or even moving backward. These moments are often the most significant because they allow you the opportunity to pause and reflect. They give you the space to evaluate where you've been and where you want to go. Don't be afraid of setbacks or periods of stagnation. These times often offer the greatest lessons, teaching you more about who you are and what you truly want out of life. Embrace these moments as opportunities for growth rather than obstacles. Additionally, it's essential to stop measuring your success based on the achievements of others. When you focus on your own journey, you begin to realize that your accomplishments, no matter how big or small, are enough. It's not about having the most followers on social media, the most prestigious job title, or the most glamorous lifestyle. Success should be measured by how true you are to yourself, how closely your actions align with your values, and how content you are with the life you're creating. Success is about finding meaning and fulfillment in your unique path. And you can't do that if you're too busy trying to fit into someone else's mold. The pressure to measure up to others can create unnecessary anxiety and self-doubt. Sometimes we spend so much time thinking about others, trying to fix them, trying to shape their lives, that we forget the one person we need to focus on the most: ourselves. There is a saying that goes, "You can't pour from an empty cup." And yet many of us are running around trying to give to others from a well that has long since run dry. We are constantly offering pieces of ourselves to others, not realizing that in the process, we are losing sight of the most important person in our lives. We often live in the shadow of others' opinions, trying to live up to the expectations placed upon us. We see people on social media living perfect lives, and we feel pressure to match that. We see others succeeding in their careers, and we begin to question our own journey. We get so caught up in comparison that we forget to celebrate our own victories, no matter how small they may seem. But today I want to remind you that your worth is not defined by what others think, by their expectations, or by their standards. Your journey is yours alone, and it's time to focus on the person in the mirror. Self-awareness is the first step towards self-empowerment. You must understand who you are, what drives you, what motivates you, what makes you happy, and most importantly, what makes you feel alive. It's too easy to get lost in the noise of the world, but when you take the time to tune everything out and listen to your own heart, you'll find that the answers you seek have always been within you. When you're clear on who you are and what you want, it becomes easier to make decisions that align with your true self. So often, we make choices based on what others would approve of, or what others would think is the right choice. But those choices don't lead to fulfillment, they don't lead to happiness, and they certainly don't lead to peace. Only when you honor your own needs, desires, and purpose will you find true contentment. Let's talk about vision. Your vision for your life is what will drive you, what will keep you going when the days are tough, when the road is long, when the obstacles feel too overwhelming. But that vision must be your own. It must come from a place deep inside of you, not from a place of comparison to others. Because the truth is, you are not them. You are not living their life. And no one can live your life the way you can. This world is filled with distractions, people trying to tell you who you should be, how you should live, what you should look like, what you should achieve. But the truth is, you have a unique purpose that no one else can fulfill. No one else can walk your path the way you will. You are one of a kind. And when you recognize the value you hold, the beauty of your own existence, it changes the way you show up in the world. But too many people focus on the external. They focus on what other people think about them, on how others perceive them. They focus on what they don't have, what they're lacking, instead of focusing on what they already have, what's already inside of them. The power you need to succeed, the strength you need to overcome, the wisdom you need to rise, it's already within you. If you would just stop for a moment and realize that you have everything you need, you could begin to shift your focus from the outside to the inside. And when you shift your focus inward, you'll discover that you're capable of so much more than you ever imagined. You'll discover that there is greatness in you, even on your worst days. You'll discover that every challenge you faced, every failure, every heartbreak, it was all a part of your process, shaping you, refining you, making you stronger. And let me tell you this, it's okay to take time for yourself. It's okay to say no when you need to. It's okay to set boundaries and put your own needs first. You don't need to feel guilty for wanting peace, for wanting space, for wanting time to heal and grow. Self-care is not selfish. It is essential. You cannot give your best to others when you haven't given your best to yourself first. The world will try to tell you that success is about having it all, about being everything to everyone. But true success is about being true to yourself. It's about living a life that reflects your values, your passions, and your dreams. It's about doing what fulfills you, what excites you, what makes you feel alive. And when you are truly aligned with your own soul, the world around you will begin to change. Opportunities will show up. People who align with your vision will appear. Doors that seem closed will open. But it starts with you. It starts with you deciding that you are worthy of the life you dream about. It starts with you deciding that you are worthy of love, of success, of happiness. It starts with you deciding that you are enough, just as you are, right here, right now. Don't let anyone tell you that you're not enough. Don't let anyone tell you that you need to be someone else to be worthy of love or success. You are enough, and you always have been. All you have to do is believe in yourself, trust your journey, and keep moving forward. Every step you take brings you closer to the person you were meant to be. You may face challenges, but don't let those challenges define you. Don't let the difficulties you face become your story. They are simply chapters in your book, but they don't define the entire narrative. You are the author of your own life. You are the one who decides how the story ends. There will be moments of doubt, moments where you question yourself, moments where you wonder if you're on the right path. But don't let those moments stop you. Keep pushing forward, keep moving forward. Because when you focus on yourself, when you trust yourself, when you know that you are capable, you will find the strength to keep going. And one day, you'll look back and realize that the journey was worth every step. Your time is now. Don't wait for the world to validate you. Don't wait for others to give you permission to be great. You don't need anyone's approval to live your life to the fullest. The only approval you need is your own. The world may try to define you, but only you can define your life. Only you can decide what success looks like for you. Only you can choose what your happiness will be. Only you can create the life you desire. So start today. Start by focusing on yourself. Start by honoring your own needs, your own dreams, your own desires. Take the time to invest in yourself, to heal, to grow, and to rise to the greatness that is already inside of you. When you focus on yourself, the world will start to align with your vision. Your purpose will unfold, and you will become the person you were always meant to be. And when that happens, you will know that you are not just existing in this world. You are living, you are thriving, and you are making an impact. The most important thing you can ever do is to believe in yourself, because when you believe in yourself, you will have the power to achieve anything. When you focus on yourself, you will find the strength to transform your life. So don't let anything or anyone distract you from that. Your life, your dreams, your purpose, they are all worth your focus. You are worth it. Believe that, live that, and never stop. True fulfillment begins when we stop seeking validation from others and start recognizing our own worth. Understanding that you are enough, just as you are, is the foundation for a life of purpose and peace. It's easy to get caught up in comparing ourselves to others, but your path is uniquely yours. Don't measure your progress against anyone else's. Trust your own timing, embrace your personal growth, and honor the journey you're on. Prioritizing your own well-being is not selfish, it's essential. By nurturing yourself mentally, emotionally, and physically, you can show up as your best self in the world, ready to give and serve others from a place of abundance. Self-worth is one of the most fundamental aspects of human existence, and yet It is often the most overlooked and misunderstood. People spend a lifetime seeking validation from others, waiting for someone to confirm their value or prove their worth. But the truth is, self-worth doesn't come from external sources. It comes from within. It comes from understanding, accepting, and loving yourself, regardless of the opinions, judgments, or expectations of others. And the world around us is full of messages telling us what we should look like.